Alright, I'm live. Welcome everyone to the day number 13, so almost 2 weeks in a row streaming how I code my startup for the Salesforce ecosystem till I actually earn 10k a month, or at least generate the revenue of 10k a month. I've never seen such money, so that's kind of a goal for me, the first goal. But see, when we hit this milestone, then I probably will update it to a better number. Yeah, so far we have quite a lot actually. We have design, we have a mock of the whole project. Here's what we have. This is how it looks so far. This is main page. You go here on the main page. You click here. It's coming soon. So there's nothing. The progress will be updated dynamically from database. And I implemented today here this toggle. And if you click on the choose plan, you're navigated here to the Gumroad where you can buy it actually. And then if you click on the learn to code, then we go into all the modules that you need to cover in order to become good at coding. And then if you go here to the SOQL query, you'll see that it's just SOQL, nothing here. But if you go to the syntax of variables, then you have all the variables, and then for example you want to learn variables, and then you go here, and here you can write your class something. So here create a class called car, and here you write class car. And then you run code, and then it's supposed to show you what's the feedback, what did you solve correctly, what you've done not good. So this is what we have so far, but I want to show you something incredible, something that I discovered yesterday, and you will be just blown away. If you're a developer, you'll be blown away on how cool this thing is. And this is the v0.dev. This is from the same company that developed Next.js. Before I show you, I'm gonna write welcome to the day 13. Welcome to the day 13, and I'm gonna check my stream that the stream is actually going. Yeah, looks like. If you're watching this, please like and comment and subscribe. Do everything. I would really appreciate it. Okay, so anyway, so this is basically, this is where you can write what do you want, what kind of React component do you want. And this thing will give you the code based on a popular library called Shadcn. So Shadcn, it's a really cool library. You can see this is how it looks. It's very responsive. It looks really great. For example, this one looks good. Switch, this is what I'm using Switch, and I was also using something like Popover, I think. No, something else. I think Sonar. No, I've been using Toast here, Toast. So if you click, it says, oh, caching up, blah blah blah. And this is what I've been using to implement. If I go home here, that gate certification, it's coming soon, and I'm gonna block like this all the elements so that people see that it's coming, but it's not there. So this Shadcn is actually cool, and the style is it's very simple, but I like it. Like, why not? Black white looks great. But the thing is, so here, let's say, and this is the plan for today, we will be developing the left navigation bar for the component. So if we go here to modules, to syntax and variables, to variables, here left bar looks awful. Right, looks awful. So we're gonna develop this left bar, and I actually already have this design here, and I have the design of the left bar. So it's supposed to be something like this, something like this. We should not be one-to-one exactly have this, but should approximately go in this way. So anyway, the v0.dev, this is AI tool. You basically take and write here what do you want. I want to have left bar with how many, 1 2 3 4 5, with 5 navigation items, and that's fine, 5 navigation items. The left, let's call it left nav bar. The menu should be gray, and and use icons. If I click on enter, it will use AI to basically generate a React component for this thing. Gonna close the design because I don't. I'm just gonna make it smaller. So it takes a little bit for it to generate, and it generates here 4 different versions. The tool has some free stuff. They give basically credits, so you can see that I have 940 credits left, and they have different pricings. Here we go, pricing. So for free, I think you get 200 credits a month. Okay, I'm not sure why did I have more than 1,000, but yeah, I don't know. But the $20 a month is like nothing. So for 5,000 credits, that's fine. That's totally fine. So this is what it generated, and here's another example what it generated. That doesn't look great. But this looks much. Oh wow! It even shows here on hour. Or let's check this one out. Yeah, I think that this one is the nearest to what we want. And the crazy thing about it is that you can go here to the code, and you can basically click on copy, and go here to the let's create here left navigation bar. Left bar, and you can copy it, and it's supposed to work like this. Left bar, it's called left bar. Navigation, what's that? Props, quick fix. Okay, home icon. Okay, so this is the SVG. I see. They basically just hardcode the SVG here, which is very strange. We're gonna change it anyway, so we're gonna change it anyway. It doesn't really matter, but for now, just for testing purposes. Okay, so left bar, and then I can use this left bar already. So if I go here to Sokol, I'm gonna say, okay, this is div, and then let's say left bar. Let's see how it looks. Modules, Sokol. Is it possible that I didn't include it? Yeah, I just didn't include it here. Okay, so it's going to be. What should I do? Should I do like this? Sokol. Yeah, let's do it like this. Here we go. Look at this. Look at this. This is crazy. Because I haven't even, I've done nothing. I just copy pasted basically a lot of things, and it does it automatically. You don't need to do anything. That's quite cool. I mean, of course it's not perfect, right? Of course it's AI stuff for now, and it's not perfect, right? So I'm not sure how good is design here, but let's say it like this: add sub items. On click and make the hover purple. So I'm just gonna show it. I don't think I'm gonna take over the changes that they're gonna do, but basically you can choose here a version, and you can say okay, and it's gonna go and take this version and regenerate the version. They take 10 credits for each regeneration, and they take 30 for the first regeneration. So basically, let's say on average for one component you would need, let's say, maximum 100 regenerations, right? With, if you buy the $20 per month, you would be able to generate what, 500 components? No, 50 components. What the hell? My math. Yeah, 50 components. So it's more than enough. It's more than enough. 50 components. Like this is great. And look at this. Look at this. I'm probably even gonna copy this whole thing. But I'm gonna copy only the component because we already have the SVGs, right? So I'm gonna copy it. And for now, I'm not gonna left bar. Where's my left bar? Concord left bar. Sub item. This is good. This is good. I'm gonna remove the transition because for some reason I don't really like the transitions. I don't know. Dark. I also don't need anything that is dark. I don't need it now. Let me remove dark. Because we will be doing that anyway in a different way. We'll just write. We'll create a team, and then in this team we're gonna write for dark mode, for not dark mode. So for now I'm gonna remove everything. So basically I'm gonna clean it up. Dark. Okay. Yeah, that looks good. Now I'm also gonna remove the filling of background gray because it's fine that the like this. Yeah, awesome. Because the background is gray anyway, right? So what's the catch? And everything that is transition also goes away. The less classes we use, the better for me, because I can keep an overview. You know what? I don't even know why I'm doing this, because we're gonna be we're gonna do it differently anyway, right? So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna write the const, and let's call it Sokol nav items, and I'm just gonna say the first. Okay, so this is Sokol, right? Let's see what do I have in my blog for Sokol queries. And I have here my coffee, so it's a little bit late for coffee, it's 6 o'clock, but why not? I plan to do a lot of stuff today, so okay, let's say I want to have this Sokol in Apex syntax, right? Oh, Sokol in Apex syntax. This is not correct, by the way. But anyway, let's call it Sokol syntax. Let me just copy all of these things. Okay, let's it's gonna take too much time to clean it up. Okay, so I have, let's say, Sokol syntax. Let's call it keywords. Sokol keywords. Where keywords conditions limit keyword Circle and loops. Circle. Let's call it binding. Yeah, binding variables. Binding variables. Circle relationships. Actually, quite a lot. Circle relationships. Aggregate functions, that's right. Date functions, actually good suggestion, something that is missing. That's already covered. Circle, let's call it dynamic circle. Dynamic circle. And let's say social. And let's say additional resources. Additional resources. Okay, now I want to map over those things. I'm not so sure how to map over that. I think it's like this. Yeah. Okay, so we have here span item belongs here. I'm gonna make them on the same line. Key class name. I hope it copied just class name from here. Let's see how it looks. Yeah. Let's compare with the Figma design. Okay, so I had the same background, but I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's take the index here. Okay, let's make 2 different span. And I'm gonna apply here some styles so that it can be, let's say font bold. Can I do tailwind, circle, radius, border radius? Oh, rounded full. Rounded full, border 1, border black. Doesn't look like it's picking up anything. No, that looks awful. That looks awful as well. Let's see. ChatGPT. So what I'm creating here basically is that this thing, we're gonna take it from the database. And how our database is gonna work exactly, we're gonna find out with Sasha tomorrow. So for now, it's basically a placeholder, so this placeholder should work no matter what, because then I'm gonna put here And then sub items. I also need to find the sub items. Well, this is actually looks great. Like the SVGs, they look kind of great. Is there such thing as SVG generator? SVG generator from text? Generate number 1. This is not number 1. This is not number 1. Okay, let's... I mean, I would like to generate it as a number actually. I think it's if we can make it look great, it would be actually nice. I think one of the things is that it's all aligned here, and with the way I have it, it's not aligned at all. Oh yeah, I can just make it a certain width and height. This is actually a good idea. Let's see. This is great. I'll take it. I'll take it. I would also take the... I would also make text small actually. Or it's already applied. It's already applied, right? Still, something is off about this thing, even though it's all aligned on the same level, right? Not really, right? I think if we close it like this. Yeah, so till... Let's... I see, so they're a little bit... Okay, so... But this is not the point. Let's remove the segregate function and let's see how it looks if we only have... I think they are even. I think they are even. I think they're good. Now when I click on it, it should open sub items. And I'm gonna remove everything else that we have. I just need to make sure that I'm not removing the closing div. Okay. Then I'm gonna all the links. Probably gonna leave logout though. I think it fits well, the logout. Just gonna remove this gray, and I'm gonna make it text red, say 100. Oh, what's really? Is it 100? Let's make it 200. 300. 400. 500. Yeah, that's the way. That's the way. And let's make it something like hover text red. Let's make it 900. Maybe we should in general make it 900. No, it looks strange. Well, why do we even make it red? Let's make it just black. Just text black and that's it. We don't even need to specify the text black. It's black by default. And then here it's gonna be just black, right? Yeah, I think it's good. Okay, so we have here And the best part about it is that it works dynamically. That's good. That's good. Okay, now how do I open here sub items? And I want to delete all of these things. And the logout, I'm gonna probably just download an icon. Flaticon. I'm still not sure about icons though. Maybe I should use SVG all the time. Because for Figma design the SVGs are way better. But who knows if that makes that plays any role for what we have. Okay, so downloads, logout. And it feels good. I can delete those things. Logout icon, and instead of that I'm gonna use image. Class name works. Source will be images logout.png. Okay, probably wants width here, which would be 4, and height should be 4. Okay. Alt, it wants also to have alt. Let's say it logout icon. What else do you want? I just didn't import it. Okay, there's no logout, you want to say? Ah, public. Okay, public images logout.png. Got it. Okay, and here I also can say quality, which I don't see any reason to put it below 100, unless we're optimizing probably for speed or something. It's so blurry. It's so blurry. Anyway, we can change those things later. Okay, now how do I make the sub items to open up when I click there? How do I make now sub items to show up when I click? And not only show up, but also navigate. But that's something that I know how to do. But I don't know how to make kind of like this animation where you click on it and then you have sub items. Oh, okay, so it wants to use state, which makes sense because we're kind of changing this dynamically, right? But what if instead of that we would be navigating immediately to the keywords? think I'm gonna put my icon here. Hope you still can see the code. That's the most important part. Okay, I think. So I have here two options. Either I make out of it a client component, which I kind of don't want because I want to have these things indexed. Or instead of that, I can just go and create dynamic routes here with a SOQL query, which will navigate me towards the actual SOQL keywords module. Not module, I would say it's something like topic. I have here a huge mess with components. We're gonna be working on tidying it up tomorrow with Sasha. Alright, so what do I want? Yeah, probably I want to create a dynamic route here. So that dynamic route, it goes from SOQL queries. Yeah, not file, it should be page here. And then I put like this. And it's called ID. And then here I create a page.tsx. Let's actually read about them. I did a tutorial that was doing something like this. I can actually, instead of reading about that, I can just open the tutorial that I was doing and find how they were doing that. It was learning Next.js. Okay, so they had here ID. I don't know why did they put 3 dots here. For some reason I remembered having 3 dots here. ID. And then they have page, and the way they parse those parameters is like this. Okay, I'm just gonna copy this thing here. Okay, so they pass here and then they get from, let me just copy this whole thing. And I'm gonna close it. Now we're not gonna have here tickets. We're gonna have here database. And for now I'm just gonna comment it out. I'm not gonna use it. Say response. Hey. I'm not sure that that's the way. Should return it. Okay, I need to return the promise here basically. I have an idea. Why don't I just basically create very quick my own database with, like I did here. Right? Let me see again how they did it. Recent learn Apex, and the structure was following. Where's my learn Apex? No, that's okay. Didn't open. Okay. Yeah, not learn Apex, learn next. That's why I didn't open it. Okay, so they had data on the level of the app. If we have app here, probably my structure is not correct though. Probably we don't need the src file. We can just directly start with the app and then put everything inside. But that's something that we're gonna work tomorrow with Sasha. So on the level of the src, I'm gonna create here a new, and I'm gonna call it underscore data. And there I'm gonna create db.js. JSON, not JS. JSON. Now here, this is basically simulating the database for my module. how do I want to simulate? Basically, that's the blog post that I want to display there. What would be the structure? First, let me open those things. So the keywords, the structure. The structure would be definitely description. Definitely name, right? Name. Name, and then here the name, let's call it Sokol. The first Sokol keywords, right? That would be the first one. Sokol keywords. The next one would be description, but I would call it text itself. And I can just copy here from well, ideally we would actually have here whole HTML pages sitting. Can I make it like this? Or is it not supported in the JSON? I don't think it's supported in JSON. Just make normal keyboard. Normal. Okay, so we have this. It's text. And yeah, I'm gonna probably add more text. Why not? It shows as a red though. Property must be double quote. Oh, so it doesn't. Probably it breaks whenever I make a new line out of it. Yeah, it does, right? Okay, let me then don't have that much of data. And then it doesn't like the single quotes, of course, because that's something that we are using. I can actually just escape it, right? Escaping here. How do you escape the character? Whatever, let me just delete. That's not the purpose. That's not the purpose. Okay, so we have this, we have text, and keywords. Do I need keywords? No, I don't need keywords. I'm not sure why. Well, basically, we could have keywords. Why not? Could have keywords. I think it's good enough actually. I think it's good enough. Name, text, keywords. What else can we need? I think that's it. So basically we definitely need to implement it in the way that we're gonna get the whole lecture with as a HTML structured. But we're gonna be discussing it again on Monday. Because we also need to code snippets and actually do quite a lot of styling. So, in this page, it's not ticket. Okay, in ticket, I don't need user email, I don't need priority. Body. Oh, body. I think body is actually a better name. I'm gonna call it body here. It's body, it's name, and let me delete the keywords, don't need them now. Language Apex, of course. Language is Apex because everything is Apex. And then maybe index. Index will be C1. And ID, title, body. ID, title, body. Yeah, ticket, and I'm gonna call it lesson document. Lesson document. patch lessons plus ID, revalidate, return res.json. Okay, now we need to start the server. This. And I think I have somewhere in the history. Can I start the server? Yeah. It's not found. Okay. Learn Apex. Probably it's SRC. Title, body, ideas. That's the way to get them. Okay, let's have a look. Oh, okay. Let's say, for example, 1. Not found. Not found because why? Okay, title and the body I have. Okay, so it is there. It is there. Okay, now I only need to display this whole thing. Yeah, I'm gonna delete those cards, I don't need those, and main, also don't need main. Get, and I'm gonna call it get lesson or topic, I don't know. Get lesson. I need to find the unified way of calling them because I have modules, topics, lessons, and it all gets really messy now. Get lesson. Let's see. And let's call it lesson. Lesson details. Why does it speak about tickets? Do I still have something about tickets here? I don't think so. Ah, here, ticket. Let's display here. Okay, but that's not all because I still need to navigate it. There, so left bar, so the left bar have here, it should be, and I think here I just need to include index, right? What was the way to do that? Like this? I think it should be like this, /index. Okay, so it's gonna go all the way there. Can I do dot? No, I wanna... How do I do relatively to where I am now? I just make it socle and then index. Greeting from Brazil. Wow, that's quite far away from me. Yeah, Brazil has some awesome Salesforce developers. I worked with some folks from Brazil. It's really good. Yeah, really good people, really good developers. Socle and then index. Huh. Okay, at least I know that now the path is correct. But the index should be, so it means that here we should modify to 0. then we're gonna get the correct one. But anyway, here I'm gonna put it to 0 actually, so that we don't have too much cache. And what does it say to me? Error, unexpected token N. Not found, is not valid JSON. Not valid JSON. Let's check it out. And let's say 0. It is indeed a not valid JSON. ID and then 0. Ah, okay, because I don't... That's why, now I understand. So here I need to put it to lessons. And then have an array, and that's going to be an array of objects. And now lessons and then 0. Still no. What the hell do you want from me? ID. Maybe I need to stop the server, and maybe I need to restart it. Yeah, lessons and then 0. ID and then 0. Let me just get all of them. I don't need to get one of them. Just get all of them. Nah. No, I don't want to get all of them actually. Lessons and then 0. Why doesn't it work with 0? Damn it. Okay, let's remove this thing. And so I'll get JSON. Let's see modules. So for those who didn't see it, that's how it looks, my startup so far. And I click here and I click on the socle. And I go here, and at least it doesn't fail. Looks good. If it doesn't fail, it's good. But I don't see this one. And I think I know why, because I'm getting here a whole array. So I do want to understand how can I get here a specific one. Let's say let's have a look how this tutorial was doing that. Learn Next.js. This is how they had tickets, and then they had a whole array, right? I mean, basically I have it the same way. Ticket and a whole array. And then they do get it with the tickets and then just ID. Okay, I'm gonna await the JSON body, and I'm gonna display this whole JSON body. Yeah, okay, I see. So lessons and then 0, and this is not found. What about 1? What about ID equals 0? Time to ask ChatGPT. How do I get? Hmm. Yeah, this is exactly what I expect as well. 400 and then lessons and then 1, but I get not found. Okay, maybe 1, maybe we don't have 1. But still, 0 also not found, right? What if I have to put it in the first place here? ID, title, body. I'm quite sure that the request itself is correct, but the JSON server doesn't really wanna give us based on the ID. The server is running. So if I just go to the lessons, it is running. What if I go, okay, lessons. Okay, let's just get lessons. Whatever, let's get lessons. I'm gonna remove here all the parameters. I'm gonna keep probably those parameters, but I'm not gonna use them. Get lesson, and here, lesson. Now I need to await the JSON. Lessons, and yeah, const lesson would be equal to, actually, lessons, it's quite easy, dot get. I don't know, do we have get 0? Do we have this in JavaScript? And I'm gonna turn this whole thing. Get is not a function. Probably it uses those brackets. Yeah, Nice. I can see something. Nice. It's very unstructured, but I can see something. That's good. Now we also need to keep this this left bar basically running. And I don't know what would be the best approach. I think we don't really have a choice for making the left bar client component. Because we're gonna need to change the state of the left bar, right? So when we click here, the left bar should change the state, and the left bar should display here the sub items. So I don't see a way around of making it client component, which is fine, right? Which is fine. It's not like we have to absolutely make sure that every single component is as much as possible not client component, right? If we want to use some interactions, that we basically don't have a choice. But still, what I kind of fear is that it's gonna have an influence on the search engine optimization. I wouldn't want to have it happen, but yeah, I don't know. Okay, so here in the socle, we can basically, I don't understand fully this approach, but we can make here layout.tsx. And if I understand correctly, this layout will be basically the layout for all the components in this folder that have this page.tsx. Layout. Now let's say this layout will have navbar. Let me take this. Okay, so this is in the socle, and then here I have the navbar. It's a little bit strange. Okay, so let's say I have navbar here, left bar. Call it left bar. And of course I need to import the navbar. From components, and then modules. Yeah, this is a really chaotic. Components, and then modules. No, not even there. Where is it? Components, not modules. Syntax module. No. Lessons. In the lessons. Lessons. Left bar. Whew. That's just importing. And it should be called left bar. It seems to work. It seems to work. So it looks like when I click here, the navbar is still there. No. Now is everything. Ah, that's interesting. So if I click twice on it, it's gonna go apply the same again. I wonder why does it happen. Another thing that I wonder, why the Sokol and then 0, why it doesn't show here anything? Don't... I do have here some text, right? Lessons.title. Oh, I know. The reason for that is because get lessons. I'm gonna rename it to get lessons, and I'm gonna return here JSON, and then here once we call it, we can wait on it. We can wait, right? We can wait. Get lessons, and then we can get 0. What does it want from me? A lesson document, because I didn't specify here type, right? Or I didn't specify here type. The TypeScript drives me crazy, actually. Oh, we can't do that. Okay, so I would say, yeah, something like this, find. Does not exist on them. So it complains because it doesn't see it as an array. It sees only as one item, which doesn't make sense because I actually want to return here. Do I want to return here one item, or do I want to return here a whole array of items? No, of course I want to return here only one item, right? Because this is a whole lesson, so I just want to return here whole lesson. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna move back this lesson thing, and I'm gonna say lessons dot, not dot, but 0. And it should be not lessons, should be... Okay, so lessons would be await JSON. So we're gonna be waiting for JSONs, and then we're gonna say lessons 0, and that's what we're gonna return. And this is still gonna be JSON. So here I'm gonna get one lesson, and okay, and now here I can actually say dot. I don't need to say anything. I don't need to say anything because it's gonna have this type, and then here I can say lesson.title and lesson.body. Yeah. Whew, okay. That seems correct for me now, the logic itself. Once we agree on the database, we're gonna... I'm gonna move just this for the database call, and that's it. So not even this, not even the keyword lessons. Oh, I think I know. It's because I need to put here children. Is it possible? Let's see. Let's read docs. Next.js. It's called layout. Next.js and 14 layout. if you don't understand something, it's a good time to read docs. All right. Oh, this is about pages. This is the old concept. This is the old concept. Come on, Next.js. Yeah, that's the new one. Layouts. Here we go. Should accept the children props. Okay, so that's what we need to accept there. Let me copy it. And I probably need to import them somehow. Do I? Children. I think. Let me take this whole thing. What they have here. And then I don't need expert default. Alright, looks good. Modules. Oh, what was that? Interesting. Why does it scroll down? Oh. Yeah, that's quite broken. Oh, okay, I see. But that's something. That's already something. I guess we just have them one after each other. That's the reason. And flex, tailwind. Let's see, let's just align them properly, and then I think it's gonna be great. It's gonna be good. Flex. And then I'm gonna have navbar here. No need for this one. And children gonna go for the second one. And then I can remove this one. Class name, not class. I wonder why tailwind by default has class, not class name. That looks exactly as I expected. Okay. That not really. Let's see, so socle query. It means that the socle should have no navbar. Mm-hmm. That looks good. In terms of navigation, that's what I want. The only thing that bothers me is actually having zeros or numbers in general in the URL. I'm not sure how good it is for the search engine. Or how bad. Not important now. Not important now. Now the idea behind the socle query, like what are we gonna write here, right? We're just gonna write here very generic stuff, like what is the I don't know if we even want to use database for that. Yeah, so for example, some kind of introduction. So let's say like this. Let's say I'm gonna put here. Okay, we have one div, and then I'm gonna put one paragraph. And then the second paragraph is going to be UL with LI. And after that, I'm gonna have another paragraph. This, and I think it's good. I think it's good enough. Modules. Yeah. Now that is very unstyled. Tailwind UL. Let's call it list disk. UL. Class name list disk. Now the only thing that I need to align it somehow, right? So I need to say something like class name. Let's say it's gonna be padding x, let's say 8, or let's say 24 then. What about margin? The same, right? I wonder if this thing we're gonna save in the database. I don't think so. I don't think that we're gonna save those introductions in the database. Let's make it full font. I don't know, I'm kind of very dissatisfied how it looks. It looks really, really not good. You know, I think I just a little bit messed up with this. Yeah, it should first, when we click on Sokol, we should go either to the Sokol keywords, so we should immediately go to the first lesson without this introduction. Yeah, that's exactly what should happen. So here I'm gonna make it div and let's say class name. So ideally we would specify here some kind of unified type of font that is really good for reading, and we're gonna apply it for the whole body, but that's fine for now. Let's call it class name font bold. And bottom 2. And also this whole thing would be class name and margin from the side, or padding from the side, doesn't really matter. Let's say 8. 24. Yeah, I think it's fine. I think it's fine. But the text is really small. I don't know. Let's search for font size. Font size. Let's say text base. Okay. Text large. Yeah, I think larger text is better in this case. I think so. I'm gonna write down, so create left bar, this in progress. To do, I'm gonna write down find readable styles for the lessons and estimation, say 2 hours. And that's work. And maybe I can say here that have a look. Nah, that's fine. Don't need it. Don't need it. So that's something that I'm gonna do probably later. Another thing that I didn't fix is that when I click here on the modules, if I click on the variables, I go to the list of variables. But if I click here on the SOQL query, I go immediately into the SOQL queries, which is not correct, because I wanna have a list for SOQL queries. So if I click here on the SOQL, yeah, that's the page for SOQL. So and then the layout will be applied, which I don't want. It means that the layout should go one level down. Let's see, modules, SOQL, and then if I go to the number 0, it's gonna display, yeah, so that's correct. Now here in the SOQL, I want to actually display a list of modules the same way as I display here. So that would be syntax. And again, topics. I wonder if we need to put all of this into database, or we can leave out a few things. Oh, I just realized that my icon actually takes up the whole space. Alright, so topics, and within those topics, what's wrong with items? It's called items. Okay, so we have name and we have link, and they don't consider it as the type that we're using in the lessons list. And in the lessons list, we use this one. Okay, module. How do I make topics? How do I make topics the type of this type? I see. Module, all of those, they are not required. How can I make them not required? I guess index would be required. Let's not even require this. None of them should be required. None. Okay, but this is in the lesson list. This is in the lesson list. Map is not a function. Let me ask ChatGPT, I don't really fully understand this thing. Well, I understand, I suspect what's happening there, I just don't know exactly why it happens. So here's what I think. We are passing there some kind of a type that has type inside. So we passing here modules list props, and they have items inside, and to actually be able to map over something, we first need to get something that is inside of this main props. That's my understanding. So items. Let's see, it's still not satisfied. Okay, type. Let's read it. Module list props is missing the following properties from the module: length, pop, push, concat. How? Let me send this error to ChatGPT. How do I fix this error? Okay, and then I can also show what is the module type. That's the module type. Topics. What? Is it the that's the solution. Okay, I think that's the solution. Alright, that was what? That was in the syntax, so that was this one, the one that was working before. Okay, I have this, then I'm gonna copy this whole thing, and can I just say export default? Export default here. Ah, come on, export default index. No. That's fine. Ugh, okay. I mean, at least it looks already good. At least it already looks good. We can see the structure already. That's something. That's something good. Items, topics, items. Yeah, basically this is, I need all of this. I need all of that. I can remove this import React. Here, topics. And this also gonna go here. Now here I'm gonna define them differently, right? I'm gonna define them Where do you get this thing from? I so cool. Oh, okay, I see. So this is in the left bar component. Basically need all of them as well. I wonder if we can create some kind of shared file for constants. That would be quite cool. And I actually don't need this circle. Okay, I'm not gonna delete it. I'm not gonna delete it. But still, don't need it. Here. Okay, so here we need this thing. And those are going to be basically items, but I still need to transform them. Because there's gonna be circle where keywords conditions limit I wonder if ChatGPT can do it for me. Yeah, nice. That looks correct. That looks correct for me. The only one thing is that here I don't think I actually need to pass a link there. I don't think it matters. I think we're gonna be we should implement routing anyway in a different way, right? It's kind of like Stone Age way of doing this, just hard coding all the path. Be quite strange. And this is again, so I can develop something, but I don't know what is the best practice. How do you implement it as a best practice? No idea. Let's do it like this. Socle. And then 0. And like this for everything. Sokol and then 1. Let me copy this because it's gonna be easy. Okay, it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wow, we've got, I mean, yeah, we've got quite a lot of topics. 11, and then 12. But they should be numbered automatically anyway, so I shouldn't be doing this manually. But anyway, so let's say we've got modules, not those modules, this. Yes, it looks good. Yes, that's correct. Okay, awesome. I don't think we need here somehow sub items. I think it's good. Nice. Now I know how to embed here an image, but I don't know how to embed a video in Next.js. Let's say YouTube video. Okay. Looks promising. Let's do that. Let's install it. Oh, here's something's happening here. Probably when I navigate to different, or maybe not. Doesn't look like. Okay. Maybe it was error previously, so that's fine. Okay, so what they suggest? They suggest that we do this. And then we do npm react YouTube. And okay, so those are options. Okay. I don't need on ready. I'm not really sure what I'm not even sure what it means. I hope we can go without it. I hope we can just embed it like this. What is this thing? YouTube ID, okay. Let's say Sokol in Apex. Let's take the first one. Let's take this one. Is this the ID? Okay, so maybe we need to make it client. Use client. I was just so happy that everything is still everything is still server, but no. I don't see any video. Oh, okay, I see. I have put it on the wrong page. Should be in the individual page, so it should be let's say here. I mean, this is I'm just trying out stuff, right? So it's not gonna be like this, because the link to the video should be also probably somewhere in the database. Now this is the thing that I also want to work out today. How to make the right database. That would be okay. Now this thing should be use client. And this. Okay. Oh, stop. Okay, I'm gonna put here 1 0. Where's I wanna disable the autoplay because it's quite annoying. Here, autoplay 0. Okay. Okay, it makes sense. I actually want to remove this thing, and I want to remove this as well. So I understand now. I see how we can embed something, how we can embed a whole video. I'm gonna remove use client as well. Now the actual thing what I wanna see is how can we design the database? What should be the proper approach? How to save the data? How to get the data? How to save? Because we're gonna have a lot of stuff. We're gonna have a lot of stuff. If I just go to the Cloud Prism and I go to the blog, it's not even a half of what we're gonna have. So it's gonna be really a lot. First, let's fix everything. Here, I removed use client and I removed it here, so looks like everything should work. Okay. Learn the code, Sokol queries, Sokol keywords. Yeah, looks good. Syntax, yeah, awesome. Now let me go to the Xcode draft and let's write here how to save all the data in database. This is kind of a question because I want to save them as a HTML. Now, can I save the whole HTML in the database? I mean, probably yes. Can I save a whole React component in HTML? I don't know. Probably no. Because one of the, so perfectly, what I want to design, the way page should look like. Let's say we have here a whole page. And here we have, so here we have navbar, right? And then here we have also the left navigation. So here's the content. And here content. The perfect structure that I see would be like this. Here some theory. Then within this theory, we would have images and videos. And then after we have practice tasks. But ideally, I would also like to have, let's call it theory here. Let's call it here theory. I would be able also to have theory after and then tasks again. That would be my perfect setup. But instead of that, to really simplify the way we organize everything, for first just to put out MVP, I'm gonna delete these things, and we're only gonna have a huge theory mixed up with images and videos, which I hope we can kind of embed. And only as the last one, we're gonna have some practice tasks. So this is ideal, and this is for MVP. Now the question is how to save the data in the database, right? So what do we need to save? What to save? We definitely need to save those things, theory, right? So theory, let's color code it to green. Theory is gonna be green, and images will be this color. So we definitely, what to save? We definitely need to save text, images, and video. Let's say video links. We're not gonna save the whole video, right? We're gonna save only video links. Let's speak with the ChatGPT. And let's explain. I have here. First, I actually can say create left bar. I would say it's done. Here's the description. Here's the description. So I want to save all my lessons in MongoDB. How can I save? How can I? So here's the problem that I don't understand. Let's say I want to save videos, right? Images or videos. They're gonna be in the HTML form, right? Yes, they're gonna be in HTML form. And that's the thing. Need to embed HTML, CSS into the document, into the doc. Plus, on top of that, I might, so if we don't have a way. Okay, I think that's gonna be enough actually. Or no, because with the video, with the video, how are we gonna embed the video? Let's do it even simpler. Let's do it even simpler. For MVP, we're just gonna have images, and then after we have images, we're just gonna have video or videos, multiple videos, for simplicity. So that so that it means that we only in the database we only need to save HTML and CSS. What should be the structure? Let's first ask a very generic question. How to save it? Okay, design the database schema. Exactly, that's what I want. How to design database schema. I didn't even finish. Ah, here we go. That's how it finished. I see. Test cases. We're also gonna have test cases. Okay, let's think about the structure. Let's think about the structure. What are all the things that we need? We definitely need user. Go back to white. So we need user. We need lesson. We need the lesson. We also need tasks, right? Tasks. Tasks. Now, what does a user have? A user have, let's say, tier, right? So full versus not full, basic, right? Basic versus full. The tier, what else? No. Definitely username and password, password. Let's say name, let's say profile picture. Last login and solved tasks. And let's say solved tasks, it will be, I don't know, an array of IDs, right? Solved tasks, probably also solved something like done modules. We can call it something like progress. Let me actually take this thing and let me make it like this. Oh no. How can I, yeah, go here, user. So there's the user, done modules. I would call it something like more progress. And the progress gonna have, what was that? Solve tasks and modules. Solve tasks and then ID. Solved modules and then ID. And then probably also email we need, right? Email for the user. Okay, so we have this. Now that has some kind of relationship to the progress, right? Let's call it progress. Ah, come on, let me modify it. Okay, that's the relationship. Now lesson, task, and that's not enough. We're gonna have module, right? Lesson, task, and module. That's basically the way we have it now. So modules are very generic. Module is something super big, so let's keep here, let's say module. I can just write module, and the module has basically there are not that many modules, right? So SQL query, let's call it simple Apex. Let's move this whole thing on the left. Module simple Apex close advanced Apex. Data structures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we forgot one. Syntax and basics. Syntax and basics. Those are modules. It's way too bright, the color. Just wanted to change the color so that I can see different. Okay, so module. Now each of the modules can have lessons, right? Lessons. Okay. Nice. Lessons. Let's say okay, we can have multiple lessons, right? Let's just visualize it like this. Okay, let's just focus on the data types. So the lesson, what's gonna, and basically all of this should be just, it can be just hard coded. We don't even need it for the database. I'm gonna write here, no need for database, right? Then the lesson, and this is something that can be hard coded as well, because if you go here to the syntax and basics, we're gonna have a limited amount there of lessons. So each of them is gonna have, let's say, 10 yeah, 10? Yeah, 10, like around 10. So we're gonna have 16 total. Quite something. Quite something. Yeah, quite something. But anyway, lessons. We can have multiple lessons, and then the tasks. And then tasks. And tasks, they have definitely relationship to what lesson is it? Lesson. Then I would say something like tags, which would be, they're gonna list what topics are happening there. Tags. So for example, one lesson can be about, for each loops, it means that you're gonna have, let's say, lists, loops, and lists, loops, variables, and so on. So if we learn just about for each loops, then maybe multiple concepts are involved. That's why it makes sense to have tags. We have tags. And then we have tests. Right? Yeah, this is this is given for anything, for any task. So this is how it looks. This is one test. And of course the task should also have, so this is gonna be just an array of strings. Also name, also ID, of course. And each lesson, by the way, also should have an ID. Right? An ID. And then tests. I don't know, maybe they should be just strings. Maybe they should be separate data type in the database. I think we don't. I think we are good if we just hard code the tests in the tasks. So the whole setup looks following. We have modules, and let's say it's module 1. Module 2. Module 3. And each of these modules can have multiple different lessons. Lesson 1. Lesson 3. Four. 5. And then the same goes for tasks, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's how it looks basically. I think it's nice to visualize. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I created add those things is fine. We don't I mean they're gonna be included anyway, for sure. Now the question is I still don't understand how to have images there. Yeah, okay, we can store images in URLs. The question is, can I have HTML in all the files, in all the lessons? And for example, Tailwind. Dangerously set inner HTML property. Let's read about it. The name is very strange. Next.js. I mean, I'm gonna just try it out in a second. Less dangerous with Next.js. Why is it dangerous? It's not distraction. So why is it dangerous? Interesting. Okay, let's try it out. So let's say here I have body, and let's say it's gonna be span, and then class name here. Class name would be equal. Aha, and now I need to escape those characters. How do I do it? Like this? Okay, class name will be equal to font bold. I don't see it as a bold, no. Okay, let's apply something different. Let's apply text red. Oh, I need, okay, I see. That's probably because I have wrong here. No, still. This is the whole text, but this is not. Oh, I see. I have here. Let's copy this. Let's actually delete this. I'm not using it. Here, lessons body, that's where it should be applied. Okay, so they say there's a workaround. Okay, so I didn't use this one. So if I set it here to the dangerously set, then React will go and I don't see any changes. They also use class here. Maybe I should do class, not class name. Still no. Let's set it to 300 so that I can clearly see. Oh, that doesn't make sense to send. Yeah, I cannot really send there. A screenshot. Okay, let's Google it. Next.js, save HTML in database, and render it. Oh, maybe I said here something incorrectly. Maybe I'm using here, where is it again? Lessons.body. No, it looks great. Doesn't help. That doesn't help as well. Static site generation. Yeah, but this is not what I want. If a page uses static generation, the page HTML is generated at build time. It means in production, the page HTML is generated when you run next build. This HTML will be reused on each request and can be cached by CDN. Oh, this is exactly what I need. Or maybe I'm overcomplicating the things. Because this must be such a common thing that you need to do, right? They even the hello world here is writing a blog site, so it should be so common. Get static props. Okay, scenario 2, your page path depends on external data, not my scenario. When should I use static generation? Blog posts and portfolios, help and documentation. Yes, this is I'm close. I'm quite sure that this is exactly what I need. Can I pre-render this page ahead of user's request? Yes, yes, yes. Hey there, watching what's going on. Basically, I am thinking about where to save the content of the lessons. And I have this idea that I need to save the content of the lessons into the database and then get the content basically to the front end. That's the idea. And I can show you, by the way, what I have so far. So if you click here, it's not working, but if you click here, that works. And here I'm working currently on the SQL queries, and we have here a list of everything, and then you go here, and the same list here on the left side. That's quite cool. So basically, yeah, I'm thinking about, so I'm gonna have a lot of the different documents, and I had this idea that I need to save them into the database. Now, reading about this static prompts here, static props, I kind of start doubting this. Because they described exactly what I need. Basically, there's no difference between what I built and a huge documentation site, right? Here, export and function. And then if I go read about when should I use it, they say help and documentation and blah blah blah. So they basically describe here my situation. Now the thing about the data, the lessons that I'm gonna save, that they contain HTML and maybe even images and videos and all of that stuff. Block starter, using markdown, sanity, prismic, contentful example. Let's click on the first one. Yep, sounds plausible, and static rendering is much more performant. Any interactivity planned? Yes, but what I decided to do, so here's my idea. So ideal thing, how I would see it, is that we would have a mix of the theory, images, practice, and then also some practice where you can actually write the code immediately somewhere in the middle. But to make it more simpler, I'm just gonna make the first whole thing as a theory and images and videos so that we can pre-generate it, and then only after I'm gonna make a block with the practice tasks, not somewhere in the middle. But now when I read about the static generation, it kind of sounds like we don't need database for that. Your page content depends on external data. Yes, exactly. My page content depends on the external data. Your blog page might need to fetch the list of blog posts from the CMS. Yep. Not from CMS, but from the database, for example. To fetch this data on pre-render next allows you export an async function. The thing is, and the question is, why can't I just create a Next.js page and just hard code all the lessons? Why do I need a database? And I'm gonna ask it ChatGPT. Why would I even need a database to save my lessons? Can't they just create... Well, of course you could have all of your content hard-coded thus avoiding the database, but well. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be I think I can't. I see what you mean. So depends how you want to manage your content. If you don't plan to have lesson manager editor, you could of course just hard code it all and manage it like this. That's true. I don't really plan any kind of editor. At least not for the MVP. At least not for the MVP. Now the problem is that I'm gonna have a lot of lessons. So it's gonna, even if I go here, what I have here, I have 6 modules. Each of those modules has, let's say on average, let's say 10 topics. So it's already 60 different lessons. Well, I'm gonna need texts anyway, right? I'm gonna need texts anyway. So it doesn't matter where I'm gonna basically put them. Do I put them in the database or do I put them directly on the page? And just have lesson 1 and then lessons 1, 2, 3, 4 and until 60. But that doesn't feel right. I kind of don't feel that it's a good approach. All your content should have a uniform structure. You should somehow modularize everything so you can stick it together like a Lego set. That's true. That's true. I mean, so the materials, I already have the materials, right? So I have this here, this free course that I used. It's not gonna load because my old website is really bad. It takes forever to load. But I already have those materials. The question is, how do I actually structure them, right? So how do I put them together? Because the thing is, if I have a database and we save their images, for example, which is fine. We can save just the link. That's just a text. That's fine. It's not a big deal. What does ChatGPT say? Oh right, so this is a really important point. That's search engine. Okay, scalability. Yeah, this can go wrong here with a large number of lessons. Each change requires a rebuild and redeployment of entire app. Oh, this is a really good point. This is a really good point. Let's say I find a typo somewhere. Define an architecture for all page contents from the menus to the lessons parts, no? How will the data look? Elements, yeah, what elements do we need? Yeah. Static rendering will make things searchable from engine because the content will be rendered to the HTML. Looks like a normal HTML page. Exactly, exactly. And that will also make it super fast because you're not gonna make a database call. But I think that's a point that whenever I find a new typo or I need to modify something, then it's gonna be, I'm gonna basically need to rebuild and redeploy everything. But I wouldn't say that I'm gonna be changing the content quite frequently. Right? Because content is content. For example, I'm gonna be working on a new module, then a new module is out, maybe there are few changes, but it's not gonna be happening every day. So it's not a big deal. And for the start, how many modules I'm gonna have for start? Let me have a look at how much do I have. Okay, so I have 12 here. So-called query. So I have 12. What's going on here? I just want to see how many. What do you want from me? Ugh, I can see that. Ugh, damn it. I just want to see how many do I actually have here. How many lessons do I have? If else, I think I also have 12 there. So I have 12. Okay, so for now, for the MVP, we're gonna have 12. And let's say Sokol, we're gonna have here, let's say also 12, right? So 12 here, 12 there, so 24. That's not quite what static rendering means. You can make database calls and build the site with database contents. The difference is that the client side does not notice that it gets pre-rendered HTML instead of content gets loaded after the document ready. Okay, so it doesn't. Okay, so for basically for search it doesn't really matter, right? So we kind of preload data into the document. Call database, get content, build a static HTML site, deliver to client. That totally makes sense. That totally makes sense. Now what I was actually trying, I have here my kind of database simulation here with a style. And the thing is that I could not bring this style to actually apply. So I was reading about how can we make a content applying for that I get the content and it's already HTML and already, for example, Tailwind. But do we actually need it? Do we actually need styles in the text? Dynamic deliver HTML site with script to client, the script load contents after the fact. Yeah, that does make sense when you put it that way. When I actually read what you write, I'm kind of, yeah, that makes sense. Obviously, that's the case. So here's the approach. I'm just gonna write down the approach. And I totally agree with you. So basically the approach would be following. first. What exactly is the catch? I don't know, it just doesn't, I know it doesn't apply them. So I'm gonna, I think it somehow so, because I was trying actually to use Tailwind. What if I just try to use normal CSS? No one says that I can't use CSS, right? Even though I'm using Tailwind. CSS CSS font red. I haven't written CSS for quite time. Let's call it style here. Style and color blue. I don't even remember how to apply inline CSS. Tailwind is magic, right? I've heard it's powerful but also tricky. Never used it though. Tailwind is really good. Tailwind is really good. We in Salesforce we have something like Tailwind, so I understand quite well the concept of Tailwind. Not inline. How to apply? Okay, let's not use this one. How to apply? Yeah, okay, so color blue, that sounds correct for me, color blue. Watching Fireship video on Tailwind, yeah. Fireship is insane. Such a unique style. Yeah, so if I use here CSS, it doesn't really apply CSS. Oh, now it applies. Nice. It was just my JSON was not working. I see. Okay, now let's see if we can actually apply the Tailwind. Nope. We can. Okay, here, class. Yes, we can. We can apply Tailwind. We can apply Tailwind. So we can save the file in the database, and we can even write Tailwind in this file, if we want. And then we can fetch this on the fly. So first, get content from database. Second, basically relying on what you write. I totally agree, but you put it in a really good way. So static rendering call database, get content, yeah, get content, build static HTML. And deliver to client. I mean, this is basically how it works, right? Deliver to client. So we're gonna save, which means that I'm gonna save all lessons with CSS HTML in database. Which means that here, when I have here my lesson, I basically just get ID, I fetch the relevant ID, and I get this dynamically from the other path, and I fetch it. Yeah, back. It's cool stuff, cool. And yes, you can save anything that's valid HTML database, even script executed normally. That's an interesting concept. I mean, yeah, you can technically, right? So everything is just a string, everything's just a text, so you can kind of save it there. Yeah, but Tailwind is awesome. Tailwind is awesome. Have you seen, by the way, I don't know if you have seen, I don't know if you're still watching, but have you seen v0.dev? This is insane. So that's really mind-blowing. So, for example, this is AI stuff that generates for you the components. For example, you say here, I want pricing with 3 elements and a toggle to switch between yearly and monthly components. You click on enter. You just describe whatever you want, and they basically generate for you with AI based on the ShadCN library different versions of what you requested. Here's what you requested, right? And then you take it, you copy it, and you paste it in your component, and it works. This is the most mind-blowing part. It really works. You maybe need to add one more import or something, but it works. And I showed, like, if you want to scroll completely back, I showed how I've done. Basically, so yesterday when I finished with the stream, I took a break, and then I went back and I implemented almost all of this using this v0.dev. This is so good. Like, it's so quick. It's so quick. It's just insane. It is not free though. You have credits there for free, and then I think it's like $20 a month for 5,000 credits, which would be enough for, I don't know, 60-70 components if you generate it like this. And then you can even say, so for example, I like this one. You can say, make the middle one to stand out. Yeah, and then it's gonna create another version of what you requested. So it's gonna take the version that you highlighted and it's gonna modify it. And this is so good. This is so good. This is just insane. If this startup that I'm building is gonna fail, I'm gonna try to build the same for Salesforce. If this is a game that we overpowered, pay to win, well worth the money though. Yes. I don't know. I'm so fascinated with it. Look at this. It's not perfect, but it works. And the best part is that you just take this and you just basically copy paste, and it is based on the components from this library, and this library is fine. So it's good. It's good. I wonder that, you know, it's gonna be only getting crazy and crazy. At some point we're gonna have just made components we're gonna throw together. But I mean, even now the website builders exist, right? But I'm fascinated not by that you can do that, because you could also use drag and drop stuff, right? It's not mind blowing that you can create, but the mind blowing part is that actually it is React, it is Next.js, and those components actually work quite well. So they're not bad, and this is not it's not bad practice what they have here. I still modified it, but mostly it's kind of the same. It's really good. Now really tempting, right? I can even send it to the chat. Really tempting to to develop something with it. Okay. Circle. Yeah, so this is here. This is here. I think it's a good point for me to take a break till tomorrow. Because I've been programming for quite a long time. Thank you for showing up, and then see you tomorrow, I guess. I'm streaming, but tomorrow I'm gonna make a lot of changes. Actually, I'm gonna meet with Sasha in the morning, and then we're gonna actually start implementing the proper way that we're gonna set up the database, the structures for the database, and we're gonna basically from now on gonna be only real work, not playing around with and learning stuff. So thank you everyone, and yeah, see you